where I'm from. Yeah, yeah, where we both from. Hey.
What's good? What's good? What's good? We back in the building, man. Y'all see the title. It's your boy B Neil, aka Emerald Thoughts, aka your favorite casual. We back in this thing, man. Couple different topics. Just gonna be kind of rambling and ranting and kind of talking about some stuff I see on Twitter for sure. A little bit of everything, but get into it, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe, bro. I'm trying to get this channel monetized, especially after you see Streamer University head ass and shit like that. But definitely trying to get this channel monetized, trying to get this thing up. Another week of posting, another week of consistency. I don't know if y'all can see the background. Looks probably a little different. I don't know if y'all can see some of the boxes. I tried to move shit around so it wouldn't be as cluttery in the background, but I moved. Was in a new space. Had one off day. Had to get everything done in one day. Still only got one off day. I think, at least for now, I only got one off day. So I still haven't really got a chance to pack. Really haven't got enough time to stream like I want to, but I'm making sure I get it in. Anyways, today I might hit y'all with 3 videos, to be honest. It's Twitter rabbit hole shit. Obviously, I love doing this. This honestly want to react to this Alex Jones shit because it's been on my mind today. We're gonna get into a Lil Wayne. We a week away, week and a half away. We're gonna listen to Free Weezy album this week, and we're gonna be listening to G Herbo album this week too. I think G Herbo deserves a reaction. I've heard about 5 songs. I still haven't went through the whole project, but it's gonna be just kind of almost like a genuine first time full listen through reaction, kind of just and just kind of throw it out there. It won't be as much of a like, hey, this is a standout song. This is one of the songs I love over the last month to listen to. It's gonna be a couple of those. Obviously, I listen to like 5 songs and they're really good. But other than that, man, trying to think if there's anything else on the agenda for real. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Honestly, we're going to head right to the likes. It's a lot of good topics. Just start off. Stats may not pop out, but if the Knicks win this series and get to the finals, Karl Anthony Towns' performance will be up there as one of his career best. He hulked up and put the Knicks on his back to do in a do-or-die game, and that's a motherfucking fact. I think they were down like 7-ish points. I just seen he smelled blood. I seen that he was like, oh, we got it within a 10-point game. We got this. And after that, bro, I think he scored pretty much all 8 points down there. Like, he went crazy. He went crazy. Down my, all right, I'm going to have to go pull up a little bit later. So, besides that, man, I really do like his performance. I think this showed that he might be a really good second option. And just to get into the playoff conversation, let's see, we could watch one dunk. They say you could they say you go 5 seconds. Hold on, let's go.
Playoffs. Bridges double times, cutting and shit.
That's 5 seconds. They say 5-second clips. That's all I can give y'all. Or some shit like that, a 10-second clip, something like that. So just looking at Karl, just looking at the playoffs, I think if the Knicks are able to tie this series, I feel like they're going to win this series. They were up game 1, game 2, if I'm not mistaken. They just kind of blew it, honestly. Bro, why is there so many gnats in here? I just moved in here. What the fuck? There's literally no food in this house. And I opened this can of soda, and it's like they all flocked to this hoe. What the fuck? So, yeah, what was I saying? That threw me off a little bit. I literally just seen like 5 gnats. I'm like, bro, where y'all coming from? So, where was I? Yeah, with the Knicks, they're able to tie the series. When it being up the first 2 games, I feel kind of confident that they're going to finish the series. I feel like they really just blew those first 2 games in the fourth quarter. Honestly, that's how I feel. And obviously, Halliburton did his thing, but I think they got a lot of potential. And I honestly think that OKC is probably going to end up pulling out versus the Timberwolves. So just to get into the finals and give my finals prediction, I got the Knicks versus OKC. Obviously, OKC got to do the Knicks got to do a little bit more work to get to the finals, but I think the Knicks might win the championship. It's with the teams left. When I look at the OKC Thunder, I think Karl Anthony Towns is a better second option than Jalen Williams. He's going to rebound more. Defense, you might could give the edge to Jalen Williams, but, I mean, just Karl being a center and being able to affect guys' momentum and stuff like that, it just depends on how you kind of look at that one. But I could easily say Carl might could edge him out on the defense just based on his size and his length, but give it to Jalen Williams in a slight edge. But when it comes to offense, 3-point shooting, scoring, I think I'm at this phase of my career, I'm more going with Karl Anthony Towns of my phase of my career. This phase of his career, I'm going with Karl Anthony Towns, and I just look at it just like Jalen Williams and Carl. They kind of the similar players early in their career. Really good guys. You want them to be that second option, maybe even a first option when you need them to be that, and you want them to step up. But when they're young, they be a little inconsistent and kind of make you kind of be uncertain on how good they could possibly be in the future. I feel like Carl kind of fought through that throughout his career. Like, Carl, obviously, they wanted him to be the one. They wanted him to take the Timberwolves to the playoffs. They really didn't get that much success with him until Ant came, and Rudy and all the other guys that came. So people kind of question Ant a little bit until, obviously, last, like, kind of year and a half, or 2 years, I'd say. Obviously, this year, last year, maybe the year before that. So maybe like 2 to 3 years, he's kind of been changing that narrative. So for me, I feel like Carl, confidence, what he's seen on the court, his experience, I will take him as a better 2 option than Jalen Williams. And then the reason why I skip straight to the second option, because when you look at Jalen Brunson and you look at Shai is obviously an MVP candidate. But when I look at Jalen Brunson and what he does for the Knicks, and when I see what Shai does for I think they match. I think they're damn near even on their offensive production. They both can give you 25, 30 points a game, about 5 to 7 assists. That's gonna be that's their production. They're not gonna kill you with rebounds. They're not gonna just kill you with defense. Obviously, Shai has a better chance of killing on defense, but Brunson plays decent defense for his size. So obviously, Shai would edge out on a defensive tip. And that's a big thing. OKC defense, I feel like you got to have OKC defense mixed with Shai's offense to get them over the hump versus, like, I feel you got the hustle, you got defensive, minded coach as far as Thibodeau, along with better scoring options. And I feel like the number one scoring option are even. And I would even edge that Jalen Brunson is a more aggressive scorer than Shai, even though Shai is an MVP player. Like, when I'm watching Brunson in this playoffs, bro, he's hunting for his shot consistently. And I feel like, I don't know if it's just mentality, Shai wants to get the guys going in his team more, or what, but I feel like at this point, Jalen Brunson has more killer instinct and killer energy than Shai. And I think Shai has that in him. Don't get it twisted. I don't think it's just like Shai is just this guy that is a soft, guy or anything like that, or just don't have that intensity. I think Shai could kill guys. I think Shai is not scared of the moments. I think he's gonna do pretty good in the finals. I just look at the matchup of the Knicks maybe being overwhelming. So when I said the Brunson, I look at Brunson being more aggressive when it comes to that fourth quarter. I might take Brunson, bro. I don't know. I don't know if Shai's going to be locked on to Brunson on a defensive matchup. Maybe that size and Shai athleticism can give Brunson problems, and that's something I might not foresee. But with Brunson being able to get his shot off over any guy, at this point, I don't see why Shai would be so different. Brunson's been undersized his whole career, and it's a bucket. It's insane, bro, how good he is. So when you go to the third option, you got Chet. I love Chet. I think good 15, I say 13 to 18 points a game you could expect. If he give you more than 20, you're excited. So with that being said, I don't know. I might take Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby over him. Whatever one you want to use. Either one of those guys you could throw as far as the third option. I would probably say OG Anunoby. I'll take him more consistently over Chet. Miles Bridges, I might take him more consistently over Chet. They both play, I think, better defense than Chet. Their scoring production is very similar. They're going to give you anywhere from 15 to 18 points a game. They might give you over 20 every once in a while. I feel like OG can give you 30 from time to time. That's why I'm leaning towards OG more. When he's on, he's on. Bro, these cats love to do shit when I'm recording. I don't know why. They love to do shit when I'm recording. Bro, she's absolutely acting an ass right now. There's nothing in there. There's nowhere you can go. It's a box. Kiri. What are you doing? There's nothing in there. Just being a jackass. I swear they just make noise just because they know I'm doing shit. They want attention so bad. So, yeah, with that being said, I think OG is a better third option. And then when you go to the fourth option, so you got Chet versus OG, and then you go to the first, second, third. You go to the fourth option. I'll try to make sure I was on the right option. You got Miles Bridges versus who? Like, I'm trying to think. They got Dort. They got Shea. They got Chet Harkenstein. And Jalen Williams. So, I'm taking Miles Bridges over Harkenstein as far as, like, obviously Harkenstein defense is decent, but I think Miles Bridges, where he can guard the wing, their defense is probably even. And then when you talk about scoring option, I think Miles Bridges is a way better scoring option than Harkenstein. Somebody got to get Harkenstein a shot every time. Miles Bridges can create his own shot. He can catch and shoot. He's a little streaky of a scorer, but he's a better fourth option than Harkenstein. And then when you go to the fifth option in Lou Dort, you taking Lou Dort or I guess Hart. I'm taking Hart. If you ask me, Lou Dort defense, I love it. His three ball been falling the last couple games. I've seen him play. That bitch been money. Salute to it. But I'm still taking Hart. Hart gets more rebounds. Hart plays just as good as defense and hustles just as much. And I think he's a better scorer when it comes to transition. When it comes to three, when he's probably a better streaky scorer, I would trust Hart three to fall more consistent if I seen him, or if him and Dort was taking a shot. I'd rather throw it to Hart. If I'm just saying. So when you talk about through five options on the Knicks, if they're able to get through this well-rounded team in the Pacers, and Halliburton he's amazing, bro. He's literally like a modern-day Steve Nash. Pass the ball, looking to move the ball quickly. They literally like a modern-day Suns, and when he got to score, he gonna get to he know he can score anytime. So he gonna average 18, 20 points, and when it comes to the fourth quarter, some shit like that, he'll put the foot on the gas whenever needed. So Halliburton's crazy, and it's still gonna be a tall task. And if Halliburton could get past the Knicks, I'd probably take OKC at that point. But outside of that, I'm giving it to the Knicks. I think if the Knicks didn't fumble these first two games on the road, this series could easily be 2-1, 3-0. Knicks, I'm just being serious. Like, I really think the Knicks had fumbled the bag as far as how good Jalen Brunson was playing those first two games and really was dominating the first three quarters. So, without that being said, you pretty much got 4 out of the 5 guys on the Knicks roster in the starting lineup being better, or not even if you want to bring in Jalen Brunson. So it'd be 5, pretty much 5 of the guys are either even or better, arguably better. And I think that from Jalen Williams to Karl Anthony, I'm taking Karl, bro. Like, I really don't think it's close. Like, Karl can get you 15 rebounds. Could get you a couple blocks. The 3-ball, they both got pretty consistent 3 balls. I think, honestly, Cat probably a little better of a shooter than Jalen Williams. Like, honestly. I don't know. If you ask me, he's probably a little bit of a better shooter. They get to the basket at the same rate when Cat's being aggressive. And when you seen Cat take over, literally Cat could be a 1. That's the difference between Jalen Williams. I don't think I could believe in Jalen Williams carrying a game or like 2. Like, maybe he'll drop 30. I'm not saying he can't, but Cat literally could carry a team for a season type shit. So I'm more banking on Cat. He's literally a 2 option. That's a really good 2 option because he could fit off or mesh off anybody, but he's really could be a 1 at any given night. So I think that's just different. And then when you go to OG, like OG versus Chet, like I love Chet. He's a freak of nature. I think maybe over the next couple of years he might be different, but even when it comes to that playoff intensity, I just don't know how much that's his lack of like strength. I don't know. I'm taking OG. So, yeah, well, then I don't want to go all the way down the list, but, yeah, like 5 out of 5, damn near better. But let's move on. I ain't even looking at my chat. Let me see if anybody pulled up. Like I said, man, y'all like and subscribe, man. What's good, y'all? I ain't even realize y'all was in the chat, man. I ain't had my stream pulled up. Congratulations on the move. Appreciate it. Listen to G Herbo on the way here. And I like the G Herbo shit is crazy. Flying low, what's good, what's good, what's good? We in this building, man. Let's see. What else we got? Efficiency is overglorified as fuck in the regular season. My stat boys on here. All those percentages mean nothing in the setting because you got to find a way to get this shit done. Real defense is play equals scoring. It's supposed to be dirty. And that's one thing I noticed. Like, these playoffs get real reminiscent of the early 2000s of when the scores wasn't going over 100. You got multiple possessions, like back-to-back possessions with no, like it would be like 5 straight possessions and no one scored. Like that's what I've been seeing a lot in these playoffs. Seen a lot of comebacks too, like these 10-point, 20-point games that's you'll think a team is dominating. It's all fluff, and they get walked down. And I've seen that so much this playoff. I feel like this is the playoff of comebacks. I've never seen so many comebacks in the fourth quarter and late in the fourth quarter. Like it's kind of crazy. With the defense and the not lack of scoring, but just the scoring rate go down, I think it really challenges players mentally. You're not going to get things as easy if you're not shooting 50% from the field and you maybe shooting 30 or 40%. Could you still know how to, it's still overcome shit. I even know how. Can you still overcome that? And not get in your head and like, oh, I'm missing more than, normal. Because I feel like that's what people kill Kobe on. Like, oh, Kobe, his percentages is not great, but he played in one of the hardest eras, and like how they guarded him, he had to take hard shots. So his percentages wasn't that great. But the thing about Kobe, he could start the game off, let's just say, 4 for 13 or some shit like that. But when it comes to the fourth quarter or late in the third or whatever it is, the efficiency might get cleaned up a little bit where he comes up, end up being like, let's say 9 for 22 or 11 for like something like 11 for 22 or something like that. Or that's 50%. So a little less than that where it evens out a little bit more versus like other guys, like they start the game off, they start shooting 4 for 13. They might not take another shot the rest of the game. And I think that's huge, like I said, when it comes to the playoffs and messing with people's mentality and being able to fight through the adversity and saying shit, fuck what the last shot I took, fuck what the last quarter looked like. It's a new quarter, every shot a new shot. I got to keep playing my game, and that's the thing with Kobe. It don't matter how good or how bad he was playing, bro, he was just going to keep coming at you. And that's what made Kobe so great. And I think this type of modern-day game and like the Celtics getting kicked out because they can't hit a mid-range shot or don't want to take a mid-range shot. They just want to keep shooting the threes and stuff like that. It just shows like a lot of these guys are missing what some of that early 2000 basketball had. And the guys that are shooting middies made it to the finals or made it to the Western Conference. Shea shoot middies, Ant shoot middies, Bronson shoot middies. Who else? And then the Pacers just got their own just crazy style of play. They play just super fast, so that's their own thing. But, yeah, it's just something I noticed. All right, let's move on. Funny because he said this like 9 years ago about AI. Oh, this is a deep conversation right here. Let's see what my boys say. I think the Pacers got it. I'm not mad if the Pacers win, bro. I'm really not. Like, Halliburton is nice, bro. Like, and you could, like, only thing I don't like about Halliburton, bro, I can't even say he takes the game. Like, it's not that he takes the game for granted. It's just like, bro, you got to put your foot on the gas. Like, I get you want to get your team involved, but, like, bro, it was yesterday's game, like, it's times where, like, if he's more of a scorer, instead of waiting, like, kind of, like, 7 minutes into the fourth, they might never come back. Like, the game they might be up 3-0. Like, sometimes I just feel like Halliburton is too Steve Nash's. Like, sometimes it's like, bro, get to your bag and you score and you get aggressive. And because he's like, when he chooses to score, that bitch is money every time. And it's like, he might only take 10 shots the whole game, and then in the fourth quarter, he might take 6. And it's like, bro, you could have kind of maybe had a more even rate throughout and been really killing. Might have had 30 and 10 or some shit like that. So that's my only thing with Halliburton. It's like, I don't know if that's like a choice, a style of play that he chooses to stay with, and it's cause like comfortable with and think he can win with. Which I mean, shit, they in the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, up 2-1. Maybe he don't have to be super aggressive scoring, but I don't know. That's the only thing I'd be kind of a little bit worried about. But other than that, bro, when he's trying to score, bro, he's undamn near stoppable. I'm serious. I'm about to go get both grills going because the Knicks dropped both at home. My boy about to start barbecuing. But yeah, and it like the Pacers might drop both too. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see though. The Pacers was up big most of the game. Knicks cut it within like 10, and they smell blood. But and I think the thing is too, like that little momentum, like that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That win, because when you lose 2 on the road, bro, like you pretty much like, I mean, when you lose both your games at home, bro, your mentality is like, a lot of guys in the locker room is nowhere near as confident as they were going into that series. So for them guys to shake back and get a dub on the road, you seen Cat, bro. Cat hit that dunk. What did he do?
Hammers.
Look at that crowd.
And New York.
Man, Cat feeling himself, bro. Like, that shit's big. That shit's big to me. I honestly think like that could get them back into the series. Obviously, any winning a game when you're only down 2, like obviously. But I think that was a huge win, especially with the comeback. Like, bro, the Pacers had a chance to end the series, and the Knicks was like, nah, we're not going nowhere. It's gonna be a dogfight. I say that much. It's definitely probably going to Game 7. The Pacers are just too good. I just think the Knicks got too much firepower, bro. And if they just stay consistent, like, what could you really do? Like, even when you look at the matchups here, you got Brunson. Brunson is more of a consistent scorer than Halliburton and anybody else on that team. You got Nembhard, you got Naismith, you got Toppin, you got Turner. Like, all those guys are good, but none of those guys are you really scared of giving you more than 15 points a game. Like, Naismith, he might give you like 20. Nembhard, he might give you like 15. But none of them other guys is really going to kill you. And then even Halliburton, they're not going to really kill you. It's just their pace. So if you could figure that pace out, you're not really worried about the players as far as them being just better than y'all. So I just feel like once y'all figure out the system and a way to stop that, or at least mitigate it to some degree, like I feel like the Knicks got a chance. Because Bronson a better scorer. Carl is clearly a better scorer than all those other guys I just named. OG, Miles, like I would consider them all better than damn near everybody on that team besides Halliburton. Like literally Halliburton is carrying a team full of good role players. Like it's Siakam. I forgot about Siakam. But yeah. Cat said after that dunk, yes, bitch, I dunked on that hoe ass nigga. Nah, them cat means be funny. Cat means be funny. But nah, I forgot about Siakam. Siakam would be, he's not better than Cat. I'd take Cat over Siakam. Siakam's definitely better than Miles Bridges though. And he's better than OG when he's playing at his best. He's better than Miles and OG when he's playing at his best. But when he's playing like average, like I think like yesterday, what was this? Let's just see real quick. Like yesterday, he's just as good as them. Like when he's not on his shit and he's just playing decent, I would say OG and Bridges are just as good as him. But Siakam definitely has the potential to be like any given night better than them for sure. But I kind of think it's either way. Because same with OG, any given night, OG could give you 30. But I would probably trust Siakam a little bit more with that. So yeah, like when he's playing like this, with Siakam giving you 17 points a game, Miles Turner giving you 19, like none of those guys are just world beaters. Like I go over here and look at Brunson with 23, Carl with 24, OG with 16, and Bridges with 15. Like yeah, it's arguable that they have no one better. Like when you just look at the direct competitor on the opposite side on the starting lineup of the Knicks, that it's arguably they don't have anyone better. Then you go to the bench. You got McConnell and OG. Bro, it's a lot of Nats in here. I don't understand it. I literally just moved in here. It's annoying. So, yeah, when you go to the bench, Obi and TJ looks pretty decent for sure. But outside of that, yeah, McBride and Hart, yeah. So, they bench might be a little bit better. It's interesting. But let's move on, Alex Jones. He was talking that shit.
I want to tell you guys the big enchiladas.
Okay,
Please, the big enchilada. So I need to know. I need to know. What do you know about aliens, and how are aliens real?
All right, this is really big. So
Okay. Yeah, pour another shot of that.
the media.
Let's get this out properly.
All right, let me give you my best,
Please.
deep research approximation. Once again,
What do you think is going? But am I wrong to still hold out hope that aliens are real? Because I tell you, as the two guilty pleasures that I still cling to is Bigfoot and aliens. Those are two. Bigfoot, not so much. I wish it was real, but I just don't think
Are you
it
ready?
is. Yes. Bigfoot's real?
No.
Come on, Daddy.
No. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the big enchilada.
He like, man, get rid of all that fairy tale shit. I'm about to tell you the real reality of this shit. And he about to get into real spiritual understandings of what we are as humans in this experience. A lot of our powers and things that we have and things like that. A lot of the energy and how this world works, our imagination. He might not get into all of that to a degree, but when he say we were the aliens, bro, this shit so realistic.
Joe, there are aliens in this room right now.
For real?
Yeah, you're not of this world, bro.
Me?
You're the alien.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Well, here's what the elite believe, and let me be very clear because the media will take this out of context. I only go with what I can prove.
Oh, thank you.
And people can't even handle that. There's armies. We're fighting a pedophile conspiracy, but beyond that, it's a vampire conspiracy in that they are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
They do?
Yeah, and Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into.
I forget what the name of that. Oh man, they say I forget Hillary Clinton. What the fuck is it? It's some type of creature they be worshiping. Malak. That's who they worship. Malak. That's one of those ones. Just an example of like. It's just an example of like them thinking they possessed by out of this world entities or external entities. It's no different than how people worship and praise God, but like no one thinks God is here. They think God is like everywhere or externally or whatever. So it's very similar. They worship an external being, or you could look at it as eternal as well, but they feel like they're possessed, but in a way of like demonic shit. So to a degree, it makes sense, and it's just one of the gods that they feel like they're beholden to, and who they worship and who they give sacrifices to. If y'all were wondering, I know Hillary, I think Obama. I'm trying to think. I've seen a couple politicians mention Malak when they were talking in those WikiLeaks and things like that.
Into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now on what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix.
And that's what CERN is. That's what NASA is. What are some other ones? What are some other agencies? I think the CIA, they do a lot of covert and things like that. Even like dealing with just like consciousness. The Army, I know they do a lot of testing on consciousness and like the mind and things like that. They've done a lot of experiments on. I remember looking up like how the Army used to use Native Americans for tracking. And they was doing a test on seeing if you cut the Native Americans' hair, would they be better trackers with or without their hair. And that was the military. I want to say that was in like the 1700s or 1800s when they were doing that test. So when you think about just some of the organizations, when I say NASA, like NASA, they're about space. So whether it's, I was gonna think outer space. I would just say space in general, interdimensional. You could say if you think out of this world, they study all type of shit. You can see NASA making fake rain clouds and shit like that. NASA is about all space, this reality space, the space that you can't see in this reality, and even the, as they say, the outer spaces. So yeah, that's what NASA is about. They tell you that they're trying to discover all these other planets and shit like that. They're really talking about spirits and they talking about gods and other shit like that. Mars is symbolism for God, spirituality, and all this other shit. Same as Pluto, Neptune. All these things are gods and spaces of energy that exist in the universe that they're talking about. So when you talk about NASA and all these different things about them traveling space, they're talking about traveling the mind. They're talking about traveling the spirit or the soul of the universe in a sense. And they go to these different energy planets. That's it. And you might can find a Moloch at one of these planets. I don't fucking know. I've probably been to these planets, but I'm not that adept to know where I'm at when I'm traveling the spiritual world. But I'm sure they have more knowledge and ancient shit that they've hid from us. So I'm pretty sure they have more like GPS like type shit to get them into the spiritual world and know where to go or access it or however it may be. Just assuming with their tests. A lot of them say, or vice versa, they can't really travel. That's why they got to try to use other people to travel through like some get out type shit because they don't have the natural source to do it. That's also a thing. But just going off of, let's say they've had hundreds of years to try to crack the code and they do know how to travel the spiritual universe, which I think they probably do to some degree. Yeah, like I said, that's where they meet these gods like Moloch. That's where they meet these demons and things that they so-called possess them and stuff like that. Honestly, it's all through like dream world and things like that. And I mean, I guess there's multiple ways you probably can access it, but I don't know. I know most of it is through this internally.
But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together.
And when he said, this is just to rewind that second part, he said,
consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people.
He said, powerful consciousness don't want to dominate other people. They want to enlighten them. And when he say powerful, he's talking about the people that's good. Because most time where like a person like Jesus or MLK or anybody that has a light, they usually want other people not to be oppressed. They want to let other people shine. They want to give other people the same energy and light that they have and let them know like, hey, bro, you could do this the same thing as I'm doing. So that's usually the person of good. They will help people, but they're not so much about like congregating and making change because they're about just themselves or just they're just about freedom. They move like hippies in a sense. Like good people move in hippies. They're not really thinking about how we got to change the world and make sure the world is like, we're just not thinking that deep about stuff. We don't even think the world's that bad in the first place. Like a lot of people is aloof to all the evil that goes on in the first place. So even that in itself is why a lot of good people don't come together faster. And then like he said, the evil of people, they come together with these master plans to keep the good people at bay or in jail, dead, asleep, all type of shit, sheep, like it's all, so it's, what he's saying is so much facts, it's almost insane.
They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, all. There's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying.
So what else is there 12 of? There's 12 hours in a day. There's 12 zodiacs. It's not 12 planets, but why did I? It's something to do with the planet. Well, the zodiacs match the planets' alignment, but there's 12 zodiacs. There's 12 disciples, and these are all, like he said, looked at as dimensions type shit. So let's look at it just based on what he's saying. But it's many different ways you could kind of, well, let me slow it down. I feel like everything has a ripple effect. So let's just say if there's 12 dimensions, there's gonna be a bunch of mirroring things that reflect that in a sense. I'm trying to think. What's the best way to explain it. Maybe this will help. It's the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, shit. Okay. So, if you ever seen the eclipse, right? Whatever the sun is doing, it will literally make the reflections all look like whatever the sun is. And you would never expect it. So when you see an eclipse, the sun normally is a ball, and it just gives you the normal shadows we always see. But when there's eclipse, it'll give you these reflections. Well, I said ripple effects of what the main thing is casting down. So the sun is the projector, right? The projector has something on it, so now it's not a full shadow or whatever it is. It's an eclipse light or whatever. So that's the projection in a sense that you're getting. So with the 12 dimensions, the projection would be 12, and then there will be many other things that reflect, that show that same, like I said, projection. That's is the best way I can explain it to a degree. So when I see 12 disciples, when I see 12 hours in a day, and when I see a bunch of different things that just represent 12, it makes this type of stuff resonate when you see 12 dimensions. So to get into it, what are the 12 dimensions? First dimension represents the ground, earth, focus on basic survival instinct. This is not what I can already read. We'll just read this. I could just tell that I'm gonna have to go find something else though. This is not what I might be referring to. But let's just see what they're talking about. Second dimension, the realm of information where the seeds of creation unfolds, information and forms. Third dimension, the physical reality we experience characterized by time and space. So first dimension represents the ground and earth, focused on basic survival and instinct. So how the fuck could the first dimension, that's what I'm saying, this already is not what I'm accustomed to seeing. The third dimension would be earth. Because you just said physical reality where we experience. Well, earth is a physical reality that's like, whatever. Fourth dimension often associated with time, allowing for perception of past, present, and future. Okay, that's realistic. That's being like omnipresent. If you ever think about, I forget what's that shit? Watchmen, that blue dude on Watchmen. He's omnipresent. He's always in the past. He's always in the future. He's always in the now simultaneously. And that's the kind of the fourth dimension in a sense. Also your dream world, I would say, because you can go back to, in your dreams, you can go to the future, you can go to the past, you can explore the present, honestly, if you know what you're doing. So yeah, the fourth dimension I kind of consider like the dream world, obviously the closest realm that we connect to, and most people say you are spiritually a realm ahead. So say we will be a fourth and fifth dimensional beings, like our higher selves will be in the fourth and fifth dimension, and us as a body would be in the third. And then when you transition to, like, say mentally you transition to the sixth and seventh dimension, your body would now be in the fourth dimension. So you'll become an omnipresent being when you die, if you can transition or whatever like that. If you can transition to your next part of your test as far as a spiritual being. Let's move on. Fifth dimension, a higher state of consciousness where love, unity are emphasized. I mean, that's somewhat accurate. I feel like what they're kind of getting into, a higher state of consciousness, is where you talk about the whole, the one, the flower of life, where everything's connected, how you see everything's connected. So that's where you say unity and love. when you see everything's connected, it's hard to have hate. It's hard to have disillusion. It's hard to have evil when you realize everything is in sync. The evil comes from trying to divide the union. The evil comes from trying to destroy the flower of life, and the outside energies that want to destroy the flower of life, and how they may crack or test the flower of life and the creations that it may have. So yeah, when you go to the fifth dimension and it's talk about love and unity, that makes sense to me. Sixth dimension, a realm of possibilities where multiple realities exist simultaneously. Let me charge this shit real quick. Hey, I definitely wanted to get into this shit, man. I said, it's the man cave, bro. I feel like we talk about everything in the man cave, from sports to politics to even spiritual shit and motivational shit and everything, bro. I feel like we should be able to get into all the type of conversations. So I like this conversation. I haven't had many conversations like this, but it's a bro topic if you ask me, or at least a hot topic for sure. So yeah, it's definitely man cave-ish to me type vibes. Let's move on. A realm of possibilities where multiple realities exist simultaneously, very similar to the fifth dimension and very similar to being omnipresent. I think the thing about the sixth dimension and higher, I don't think it's easy to explain it because most people haven't been there. Like I said, if we're third dimensional beings, at best, there's people that consciously and spiritually can tap into a fourth and fifth dimension, and that would be realistic. When they start getting to the sixth and seventh, bro, that's when I start thinking of like Lucy, and where it's like, bro, you're just air. Like, nigga, you are the soul. You are just a part of matter. Like, you are similar to, I guess, like, Neo as well in the Matrix, where he became like the code. Like you're not even like the fucking physical being anymore, bro. You just are in sync with everything. Like you are everything. Like I said, Lucy, Neo. I'm pretty sure there's some other examples of that where you just get to a certain point where it's no need for a physical body, essentially. The realm of possibility where multiple realities can exist simultaneously. Yeah, I mean, you could argue we live in the sixth dimension because that's, in this reality in itself, there's so many possibilities existing at one time. Like, everybody has their own bubble that's going on simultaneously. It reminds me of Men in Black with the lockers and shit like that. I guess like towards the end of the movie. The seventh dimension, a space of higher consciousness and spiritual awareness. I mean, it's pretty much saying the same thing. It's just, you get to this is when you start getting to, if we was to look at like Dragon Ball Z, you got Goku, you got Vegeta, and how they we are them, like how you could be damn near you can pretty much damn near be human, or you can go all the way up to Saiyan, to Ultra Instinct, to God, to all these Destroyer. So that's pretty much where I'm getting at. I feel like when you get to like you just climbing the ranks. Like I'm trying to think, Dragon Ball. I'm just want to show y'all a character. See if I can pull them out of this. So the Destroyer gods, like this guy right here, this is when you get to, you're not at the level of being able to create planets, but being able to destroy planets, you're super fucking powerful. And then his assistant. So I feel like his assistant, sometimes you could argue his assistant stronger than him. I don't know. I really don't know. It's a weird thing. So you could argue like he's maybe like the sixth dimension. He may be like the seventh dimension as far as like what you could expect as you climb the ranks of power and things like that. And the one thing I'll get into is like what we doing in this reality is testing our manifestation, testing our power of creation, right? We literally create anything out of our mind. Like, bro, we made jets, we made planes, we made all these different things that was never supposedly here before, right? That was all based on our mind. That in itself shows the level of God in us. And the thing about it here, though, is we have to go through time. So time slows us down. It teaches us lessons. It shows us how to be measured. It shows us a lot. It just helps us be able to take notes and do everything appropriately. Versus when you're able to create things in an instant, like when you're dreaming. When you dream, that's the source of your real manifestation power and how fast you can create something in your life or any life. You have the potential to literally manifest stuff instantly. Literally. Like, I'm sure people have done it. I'm sure you've done it. When you really want something, bro, it comes to you pretty fucking fast. Vice versa. I don't want to get into vice versa. But yeah, so pretty much here, we're trying to learn how to create. We're trying to learn how to manifest and do it in a way that is not evil. Do it in a way that does not obstruct the natural flow of life. Because you could literally destroy yourself. You could destroy the world. You could destroy anything with a thought if you don't have control over yourself to a really good degree, honestly. Because just think about it. Like, if you couldn't, like, I remember back when I had a lot of, like, PTSD from getting pulled over with cops. Cops would constantly pop up in my dreams because they were always on my spirit. So it took a while. Like, so I'm constantly running in my dreams, essentially. Because not only do I got to worry about cops in real life, I'm worried about cops in my dreams because it's literally in my spirit. So literally, my thoughts would produce cops. Like, I'd be chilling, having a wonderful dream, and then something would just, a thought would pop up, and a cop thought would pop up, and now I'm running away from cops in a dream or some shit like that. So if you can't control almost all of your thoughts in a dream, bro, you could just fall off the wave of that dream. You could completely change that dream and so many different things. So if you catch my drift of what I'm saying, it's no different when you, in this life, if you lose focus on your task at hand that you want to complete as a goal, because you start having other thoughts and you can't, like, you forget your thoughts that you initially had, you get off track. And we do that. It's easy to do it when it's a lot of time, but it's even easier when it's a thought could happen in an instant. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck was I thinking? Or what the fuck was I just doing? Because you're in, like, and then that creates a ripple effect of, oh shit, like, I'm trying to get back to something, but that thought makes me just think something else, and now I don't even know if I'm explaining this well when I just got into that. Just think about this real quick. It's literally like some crazy shit, bro. When you dream, one thought could take you off of the flow of, you could be having a good dream. It's like you're riding, like you're surfing in a sense. And as you're flowing and riding that wave well, the thoughts are all in sync that match that dream. Soon as you have one thought, bro, you start to slip off and try to regain balance, and you never really get back to that original dream. The dream just starts to distort. And the more you try to get back to it, it just gets more distorted. It's just so funny how whatever. But like I said, what we really here for is to learn how to control our thoughts, control our emotions, because they are so powerful. You can see how your emotions could affect other people. You can see how your emotions could affect your life in a way that not productive or is productive if you have control over them or not. And when it goes to a world when you're instant, so say you was in a dream world consistently all the time, if you don't have control of yourself, bro, you're going to be creating all type of blips and in the when I said blips, it made me think of it's the Marvel show, Loki. And it's like your timelines is going to be all over the place, bro. You're going to have clowns. You're going to have dinosaurs. You're going to have all type of shit. And it's like, bro, you're not going to be able to manifest in a way that's actually creating blueprints. You're just going to be throwing so much random shit out of there. You're going to be reactionary a lot of times. Because shit you're going to create going to scare you. It's a lot. It's a lot. So that's what we're really here for. To become and get to that next level. And I was trying to find, it was one more guy, because they are like the creators. It's two like twin, like real angelic kid like things. They the ones that made them start the tournament. And it's super. Oh, right here, these two things right here. These things here, with the snap of a finger, could get rid of a universe or create a universe. They could do whatever they want. And that's when you get to a level of power that I think is like you level 8 dimension, level 9 dimension, level 12 dimension. Like these two guys make that destroyer god shit his pants. And the destroyer god make Goku shit his pants. So that just like this shows you the progression of spirituality and how you just keep climbing the scale. And after the 12th dimension, you probably open another 33 dimensions. Who fucking knows? Or it wouldn't be another 33. You'll probably break open another 11 dimensions to get to 33. But yeah, I'm just saying it gets very it gets very in depth. And I think Dragon Ball Z did a really good breakdown on that if you're really able to peep the messages. So let's just move on. We're going to speed run these last two. A realm of spiritual evolution and enlightenment is 9. 10, the dimension of pure potential where all possibilities exist. That's what, like I said, I feel like when you get to those two twins where they could literally do anything they fucking want. 11th dimension, often considered a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. So that reminds me of Asgard. And the guy that Idris Elba played, how he could control the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, and how I guess the 11th would be so important because the 11 is the bridge. 11 is so important because it's an analogy I used to say all the time. It's kind of slipping to me. It's kind of slipping me. It has to deal with a bridge and having access to God. I'm trying to think how I worded it to where it makes sense. It's not coming to me. But it's pretty much if God could always have access to you, you could always have access to it because there's literally a pathway. There's literally a bridge. Like that's to sum it up. And without that bridge, the connection, there is no connection. So like literally, like we would not have reality without the 11th dimension. Like we wouldn't have a body. Like the spirit is what the 11th dimension is what ties your spirit to your body, essentially. The 11th dimension is like the Kundalini, like how the Kundalini aligns all together. Like the Kundalini wouldn't be able to be a thing and be able to flow together without there being a spine. A spine or the backbone. A backbone would be the 11th dimension, a bridge that merges all of these together. So the physical and spiritual, like I said, your body couldn't exist without the 11th dimension. So in a sense, you could say we are all omnipresent to a certain degree, and we are all gods, which that's what the story of Goku and all that shit is. Like at any given moment, the motherfucker tap into Ultra Instinct mode, and he could scare anybody. Like he could get with the Destroyer guy. He probably could get with them twins. I wouldn't test it, but yeah, like that's the reality. 12 dimensions. A 12th dimension represents the ultimate state of consciousness where consciousness and unity with the universe. These dimensions are often discussed in spiritual and metaphysical contexts and emphasizing the evolution of consciousness and the interconnectedness of all existence. Yeah, this was kind of mid, I'm not going to lie. I wish I probably went to somewhere else to kind of get their examples, but it's cool. Let's let my guy finish.
It's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in.
I appreciate it, bro. I didn't even see y'all responded. I love that the true power don't want to dominate. They want to empower. That's a bar. I never thought of number 12 like that. You cooking. I love the anime reference. In Dragon Ball Super, they just had 12 universes fight. I forgot about that. That shit's tough. They showed us every day through imagery, and words that they don't keep things a secret. Yeah, no, for sure, bro. It's so many movies, bro. That's why I love TV shows so much and movies. You're explaining it well. I'm following along. I appreciate it.
To this universe. That's what they call the computer. The computer is much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some.
And I'll slow this down a little bit too. Won't stick on this point long. When he talks about this dark matter and how we this dream, what that reminds me of when I take mushrooms, bro. Everything is matter, bro. There's glass, there's wood, there's microphone, my body. All this shit is just matter, bro. All of this shit at the root of everything is just molecular matter, bro. Atoms and matter, bro. It's just how shit is compounded, maybe compounded a little bit different. Like solids, obviously, they compounded a little bit stronger. Gases, the compound is a little bit softer. Well, a lot bit softer. But at the same time, if you can compact a lot of that at once, like if you can compact a lot of air, even though the molecular structure is way less condensed than a solid, it could still kill you. Same with water. Water molecular structure is nowhere near as strong or compact as a brick is, but enough of it to kill you. So regardless of matter, and it's like, oh, it's 3 states of matter. That shit is all the same. And when you take mushrooms, bro, when I say the walls get wavy, like everything just starts to form to your mind, and you start to realize how all this shit is a projection. How the matter is pretty much the code, and how all this shit, if you could theoretically change your frequency, you could change the matter. Honestly, I took shrooms, my frequency went up, I start to change the environment. Theoretically, I think that's realistic, because you honestly are only looking at the projection of your projection. So it's really kind of crazy, bro. It's so crazy, bro. Honestly, it's so crazy how you could see the matter in a sense, but it's damn near, you can almost break your reality when you take mushrooms, bro. I'm just like pondering on that shit, cause it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And I'm trying to just think like. I wanted to see if I wanted to go into it deeper, but I'm gonna leave it alone because that shit could get so deep, bro. The mushrooms and stuff like that. But like I said, when he talk about everything is matter and we're just this dream, that's basically him saying this shit is just a projection from your mind and your spirit. And when you change your spirit, your reflection changes. When you change your spirit, when you upgrade your soul, your projection change. You start to see more abundance. You start to see more pain or suffering, depending on and vice versa. If your spirit starts to get traumatized, your spirit starts to get molested spiritually, let's just say that, you see the opposite results. You see, not necessarily always, that's not always tied into it, but you will see your projection your projection won't be as great. That's all I'll say. And it's not just necessarily tied into how great your spirit is, because Jesus Christ had one of the best spirits in the world and he's seen nothing but strife. That's all I just want to say. Don't just because you're seeing hard shit in life, don't just quantify that as like, oh, my soul ain't shit. Like, I don't want that to be like the correlation. That's all I'm trying to say. But there is, like, I think when you get to like the decrepit, like people that end up being homeless, or the people that end up being like super mentally deprived or fucked up in the head, like in jail or some shit like that, that's an example of that. Like when your spirit is just so fucked up, like, bro, you're literally in cage. You wound it up in a cage, or you wound up in a place that has no security, like either too much security or no security, like which when you're homeless, like literally you're like you're vulnerable to the environments of humans, they're vulnerable to the environments of animals, the wind, the rain, everything. So yeah, that's what I mean, kind of when it gets to those levels. Like usually it's something in their spirit or their soul that's pushing them to that type of projection.
Computer programs, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, There's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a base zone below the third dimension that's just turned over.
So what he said right here is crucial. He was talking about how what's under the third dimension. And this is what I wanted to get into, like the actual because he's breaking down there's physical. Because that's more like when you talked about the 12 dimensions, where I kind of get into it, you kind of thinking more of it like spiritual thoughts and stuff like this. Feel like he's more talking about there's an actual physical second dimension. There's something, a realm under us type shit. So when he gets into that, that's what I was kind of looking for when I wanted to find it out. Like in a 2D realm or the second dimension, I'm trying to think is like in an analogy. Would the creatures that come there be based out of pure emotion? Would they not have any reason or something like that? That's kind of where I was thinking. And then if you get into the fourth dimension, the creatures in the fourth dimension have almost no emotion, but have almost all logic. Now, I just wonder how it kind of works, because I feel like when you look at our zodiac signs, we come from our zodiacs. You come from let's just say like Chinese zodiacs and stuff as well, that you be a year of the dog, or you could be the year of this or year of that. So you come from these animalistic or previous ways of existence. That's what I feel that the zodiac or the 12 disciples, all these are. These are where you were born from, or where your spirit comes from, at least last. Like this is like, for instance, I was in the land of Virgos. Like I come from the earth kingdom or whatever. At least in my last life, or maybe multiple lives, who knows? But at least my last life, I think I come from that type of energy and some type of realm where that existed. To come into this reality, I feel like you're supposed to kind of try to elevate and not have as much animalistic behaviors, because that's why they'll say that person's a pig, or that person's a rat, that person's a bitch, and a dog, essentially. That person's a beast. That person's like we call people animals all the time. That person's a whale if they got a lot of money. That person's a shark if they like, or that person's a snake. And it's never usually it's sometimes like a whale you'll be associated with like just good money. I don't think it's like evil or bad or good, but a lot of those things are associated with not the greatest behaviors. And those people are like kind of stuck in a one-track kind of way of being, and they can't get outside of themselves. Especially when you say that person's a snake, or that person's a dog, or that person's like things like that. It's usually in a bad way, and I think that's us trying to evolve past that in this life. You're supposed to be trying to get out of those snakish ways. You're supposed to be trying to get out of the ways of some of those animalistic behaviors, or even human, because humans are animals essentially. And I think you're trying to get out of that human behavior and human decay and things like that, that just the bad parts of humanity, the bad parts of animalistic behavior. And as you progress your spirit, you go into more godly behavior. So from animal to man to God is the progression of your spirit. And you can see that in this transition world, you got a little mix of people that just are animals. You got people that move godly, and you got people that just move human. And because it's kind of like those are our neighbors. Either like we're in Earth where everybody's human, but our neighbor to the left in the 2 dimension is animals, and our neighbor to the right is gods. And they say that low key too. Like on one shoulder it'd be the angel, one shoulder it'd be the God. Why the fuck do they like? Whatever, but in that throws me back to, like I said, that's your neighbors, who you battle with, like in a sense, or who you work with in a sense. So, yeah, that really gets deep. I could really get into that even more, but yeah, just to sum that up, that's what I was kind of wanting to look for when we was talking about the third dimensions. So when he's about to get into, there's something coming from the 2D trying to get into the 3D. And it's so interesting to me. It's so interesting to me.
Are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this.
And he's saying some God's mind. And like I said, that's the universe. That's universe, unified, like unity. Uni means one, and verse means, it's like a song or whatever. So one song or one like word or one whatever. So essentially, like the one, the truth. Like, so when you get into where we come from, some people that's like atheists, they're gonna say we in a computer simulation and we're just Sims in a chip, which is possible. But at the same time, who created that chip? If we're a creation of a chip and whatever, I'm sorry, I don't want to get into that. If I'm a creation of a God created me, that means I have to some degree a connection to God, and to whatever degree. And that's what a lot of like atheists like to get into, like, oh, it's a computer simulation nowadays, but I feel like that's their way of trying to still not give God credit. But even then, it's like, I wouldn't care what they think we in. That all just shows that we in some grand design. And if something created a grand design, I don't give a fuck what you want to name it. It got to be motherfucking spectacular. So that's just where I'm at. I just feel like when I hear computer simulation or God mind, it's interesting. But I know how a lot of people try to take that.
All coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up at the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good.
So that's one thing I would be careful with what Alex Jones said. It might be his little panicky mind state. Like he is a little panicky sometimes. Maybe there is a war and I don't know about it and whatnot, but I also think it's just a natural progressions. Like animals, they have spirit, they have thought, they have soul, and as they evolve and go through enough animal lives, I guess they figure out a way to be, not even a way, they get to a place where they become humans or humanoids or something like that. It's like essentially reincarnation. And I think it's no different than demons. Demons want to get better. Like, think about it. Like, a demon went to hell, let's just say 1,000,000 years ago. It was this horrible pastor or pope or I'm just trying the king. He was just horrible guy. He killed many civilizations. Let's just say that. Millions of years ago, right? Maybe not even on Earth. It was maybe even a whole different planet. You gotta understand, this shit is multi-unit, like, universal. It ain't, all this shit ain't just happen on Earth. That person, who knows why they had so much evil in them, over time changed. Through the millions of years of being in hell and all the demonic just torturing that he had to go through from all the spirits that hunted him, that he killed, all the spirits that came back and got carnage and revenge on him, in the spiritual world and many other lifetimes that passed, just the karmic retribution that he had to go through, like the amount of debt that he had to pay back to the universe for all the disruption and corruption that he did. After the millions of years of sitting in trauma and pain and all that strife, maybe he wanted to get better. And the way of doing that and saying, I want to progress my spirit, is moving on to the next phase of life. So he was maybe stuck in a second dimension for a long time, couldn't get out. And after a while, it learned the errors of his ways and say, you know what, I want to try to test out me being better as a human. Probably still end up being a shitty person, but it wasn't as shitty as killing, 100 million people or however many, or blowing up a planet. Let's just say some Star Wars shit. Like, niggas was out here blowing up planets in other universes. Like, yeah, nigga, you was gonna be locked up for 2 million years spiritually. We're not letting your ass out. So Your ass about to go into the mirror dimension for a minute. I'm just being funny. So that's kind of how I would see that. And so when they say the demons are rising up to humanity, it's like that's what they're supposed to do. D-man. If you slow the word down, the man. Demon is, I think, used to be short for man. Like, I think man comes from demon. I don't know if I'm tripping. But I might be tripping. But I know all of that stuff is very synonymous with each other. Just like angels and shit like that as well. So for me, I feel like demons, they had done a lot of bad. They want to reclaim. They want to redeem themselves. And over the years, they try to get probation to become a human. Or parole so they could become a human. And as they work through the lifetimes and still probably going through karma, it's not like as soon as you get out of hell and just as soon as you become a human, your life is going to be good. It's like, nah, nigga, you still got to pay for shit. And understand how horrible you did people. So you might have to live 100 human lives still. Even though you was in a 2 dimension for a million years, you still got to come back in a human and go through a bunch of strife, end up in jail a bunch of times, end up being murdered a bunch of times, and just keep coming back until you elevate to get closer and closer and closer to God. You start finding God as a human. In one of these humans' life, you get closer to God. You keep finding God. You keep talking to God. And in each life, you get closer to God. Eventually, you start to make a connection. Like you and God best friends. After best friends, or after you become a son of God, you become best friends with God. Then you become a man of God. Then you become you be God assistant. I don't fucking know. Then you become I'm just saying, you start to elevate closer and closer and closer to a point where now you're like a mentee of God. Like, nah, this dude is really God sees something in you. God talking to that nigga all the time. God really fuck with him. Or the gods, however you want to look at it, the universe, however you want to look at it, where they elevate you to a point where now you're a universal soldier or you're a godly person or being. And then the game continues after that. So when Alex says it's like this war, it's like, I don't think it's a war. I think it's demons always trying to fight and come up, and you don't want to let too many demons come into the human realm at once. I would probably say that. And that's probably a fight to break the gate so all the demons could just jailbreak, and that would probably cause too much disruption to the balance of the ecosystem of how things are flowing. So that would probably be a problem. And I'm sure there's evil trying to unleash as many demons on Earth as possible, and Earth is like, no, we're not. That nigga he still got time to serve. He ain't ready yet. He gonna cause too much havoc on his Earth. That's how I kind of look at it. So I think the healthy balance of life, there are demons all the time being born into humans that's trying to find existence, essentially.
And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time. That's all.
That's AI. That's AI. I mean, when you think about all the data collection that they're doing on us, bro, that is showing our thought process and our psyche, our spirit, and what our spirit wants and what our spirit looks for. They have the data on all that shit, bro. How much you talk to your friends, how much you bro, when you let me slow down, bro. When you think about all the data out there from so much, bro. The jobs you've worked, the jobs you choose to work, the cars you drive, the cars you choose, the people you date, the places you choose to travel to. Bro, all of these, the stores you choose to go to, bro, all of these things these stores love and use, bro. And with enough research and psychology breakdown, they can understand you as a person, bro, and understand your shopping habits. Understand like, hey, this person shops on a 3-year cycle. Every 3 years, I'm just talking about myself. I know like every 3 years I go get like a abundance of clothes, or every year I have one major purchase. Like they have that shit down to a T, and it's only gonna get better as far as like the utilization of it. Like that's the thing about it. It's like it's so much data. They it's more like they use the data right now kind of like sheep herding dogs. The sheep herding dog kind of like guides you to a website. It kind of guides you to try to do certain things, because it's so many people you can't use it all. But I feel like eventually the AI will probably get to a point where like you will have your own file, and the AI will know what to do based on the assessment of your file. Like now it just knows to like, hey, send that person an ad on Burger King because that person keeps talking about Burger King and fast food or some shit like that. Or he keep talking about like the chicken fingers and some shit like that. Send them a discount on Burger King. Like it's like that's kind of where it's at right now. But I feel like it's gonna get to a point where it's even more evolved. And with all the data we have from our Wi-Fi usage to streaming habits, who we subscribe to, our watch time, like it, brother, it could really get spooky on how much that machine could know to a degree. So I completely believe him when he says what he says, and honestly I think it's just AI in a sense, and it's just the fact that AI isn't. It's just it's in its infancy essentially, just like technology in general. All like we're in a technological era, but all of this shit is in its infancy, or whatever to say the word. Literally, 1950s is when we started really popping off, like TVs, microwaves, shit like that. You start getting them huge like computers. You start getting calculators and shit like that in the like 80s or 70s, 80s. Let's just look at technology timeline. So prehistoric innovations, well, we ain't really getting into that. Okay, this is interesting though. So agriculture revolution, the Neolithic period, transition from foraging to agriculture, leading to development of pottery, weaving, and the wheel. Circa, I don't know how to say that. Circa, the invention of irrigation systems in Mesopotamia and Egypt. So that's huge. Irrigation is just like watering systems and stuff like that, being able to water your plants, water the agriculture that you have, things like that. So that's huge. Classical and medieval times, the development of the water wheel, which helps start creating energy, and a windmill. So energy and things like that. When the fuck was Einstein? Oh, what? No, what? Ben Franklin. When Ben Franklin American? What the fuck? What? Bro, I know they're lying to us, bro. There's a conversation out there about like the old world that they're hiding from us, the old world that they buried and flooded and all these different things, and how they like we've had technology way before. It's like if we had windmills and like we had electricity, we had energy, so why wouldn't we have lights back then? Why the fuck did they lie and say Ben Franklin created lights? Am I tripping? Wasn't Ben Franklin an American? America wasn't even out yet back then. At least to our understanding. So what? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. There's some inconsistencies. Eyeglasses in China, okay, and a toilet as well, a flushing toilet. So motherfuckers had flushing toilets but Rome was throwing like one of them fucking cities was always like, I'm confused. This is confusing me, and what the history I thought I knew. Renaissance and Enlightenment. Johannes invented the printing press. I thought motherfucking one of the Americans created the printing press. Motherfuckers be lying. I swear to God, I remember somebody saying that. Revolutionizing the spread of information. The specific method is the scientific method is formalized, leading to advancements in various scientific fields. That's in the 1600s. And then you get into the Industrial Revolution in the 17 through 1800s. Major advancements in manufacturing, including steam engines and mechanized textile production. You get into the 1800s, you get the introduction of telegraph and telephone. So I mean, technology's been around for a minute, but when we get into the 20th century, that's when shit really gets popping. That's when shit starts to really get into. And this is what? I'm just gonna look up something real quick. Give me 1 second. Spiritual. I'm just curious to see if anything aligns with what age we're in. Because they say we're in the golden ages. Oh no, this is the church. Are we heading into the golden ages? I don't know what that fucking. We're currently living in a golden age of innovation, which combines I just want to know, when did we get into this age? What was the age right before? It says we're on the verge of golden. I don't know. I don't think it's understanding what I'm asking. It's fine. And I don't feel like looking it up either further. But I'm just wondering, like, what made the pop in the 20th century so crazy, bro? Because, like, for over 15, over hundreds of years, bro, we didn't figure out shit. Like, not figured out shit, but we were just on, like, regular shit. And then we start getting into, like, almost alien type shit, I feel like. The development of the first electronic computer. The introduction of personal computers was, so that was in the 40s, and then the personals in the 70s, and then after that. So even with that being said, bro, it's been a little over 100 years since we had computers, but like in reality, Google and the internet and all that different shit, like that shit didn't start popping out till late 90s. Or 90s in general. So when you talk about that, bro, we only like 20, 30 years in, and you gotta think, I'm just going like, just to sum it up, this was over 300,000 years, 6,000 years worth of time. I think this is over 6,000 years worth of time before Christ. Yeah, I think that's about 6,000 years worth of time, maybe a little less. And it took us that much time to get to technology. We're in year 30 to, at best, a year 100. Imagine. Obviously, no one wants to imagine, because we won't be, supposedly we won't be, people don't think we'll be around as far as like your us right now. Like you think you'll be dead in like 50 years. So why would I give a damn about 6,000 years from now? But just think about how much we possibly could discover. Like it's a lot we can get into. And then the thing is too, ooh, that's so interesting. So it took us, let's say 6,000 years to get here. It took us 100 years to get to like, let's just say it took 70 years to get to Google and like iPhones and all that different things. It took another 30 years to get to like AI. AI probably could help us get, once we develop, let's just say AI wasn't this evil thing and everything's gonna be fine. AI could probably help us advance another 1,000 years. Like as far as technology with like just like that creation in itself could help us advance as far as like what we were projected to do without AI versus what we do have AI on our side. That would be interesting. So what we possibly could see in the next 20 or 30 years would be, honestly, who knows? Honestly, who knows what we're heading into, bro? This is a crazy times we're in. That's really all I'm trying to say. Like, we're in the birth. We really got to see the birth, and that's one thing I want to talk about too. I was looking at my age group, and I was like, what group am I in? I'm the millennial, right? And I was like, why do they call us the millennials? We were the birth of, so they call us the millennials because we were going to be the first adults in the new millennium. So going into 2000s, we was the first kids that were going to become adults in the age of 2000s, and how crazy that is. So even in itself, just going into the 2000s, bro, we've been in the thousands this whole time, and then we get born, I'm just talking spiritually, in the beginning or the end of the 19s and the end of the thousands to go to the 2000s, bro. Like, that's insane. And who even knows what that means spiritually? I'm sure the Vatican and all type of shit knows some crazy shit, like, on just what these times mean when just going into 2000s. And then you get, I don't want to get into that. But a lot of shit changed when we get into 2000s. A lot of shit changed from 2000s. Government power. So much shit changed. I could go all day, but that's when you start getting into the rabbit hole shit. But just the thing, bro, 30 years of pretty much internet, Google, and we came pretty far. Imagine 500 years from now. Imagine 1,000 years from now. What we could possibly be. And it's like, no, why would I want to imagine that? I can't see that. But with AI, how close could AI get us? Could AI put us just 100 years into the future as far as technology? That'd be interesting to see, even if I'm 60, 70 years old to see. Like, without AI, I probably wouldn't have seen none of that. So, bro, honestly, bro, our minds, just keep it open. We gonna see a lot of crazy shit. And we've already seen a lot of crazy shit as far as the millennial kids, bro. And I think that's why a lot of millennials are so special, bro. Because, honestly, these new kids scare me. Niggas don't know who the Young Jock is. I showed them a picture of Young Jock. They don't know who he is. I'm sad. Motherfucker didn't know. I asked them a movie. I ain't know what the fuck I was talking about. And it was like a regular day movie. I'm like, how you ain't never seen this movie before? Like, the new kids have no hope, bro. And I feel like we was the last of a dying breed. Like, we got to see, and we was the birth of a breed too at the same time. Like, we were a transitioning phase, I think, the millennials. And I think our group are going to be the most important group going into the future. Because we seen what it was like in the old world. We seen what life was like before the internet. We seen like life was like when we was going outside every day and not being beholden to technology. And we also know how beneficial technology is. And I think as we become the politicians and the old ass people that making all the rules and shit, bro, we gotta lock the fuck in. Because when you talk about making laws for AI and making sure that shit don't get out of whack, making laws for these new governments or these new corporations that's gonna have all this type of data and power to AI, we gotta put a lot of shit in check so it stays having a good future and not over-reliant or become a slave to that shit. And I also think, like I said, the kids that was born 2020, like, bro, they don't know shit. Motherfucker don't even know what Iron Man is. Like, dead ass. Dead ass. A kid born in 2020, like, who the fuck is Iron Man? I ain't watched that shit. I'm dead ass, bro. I be talking to kids. They don't watch, like, regular, like, cartoon shows I'm talking about. So, man, I think we in for a crazy, crazy time. But let's move on.
Also psychically connected to us that are organic creatures so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball, But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human
He just put so much game.
counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Of AI? How'd the pedophiles getting?
I look at AI as a tool. It all depends on who's using the tool. And I think it's a natural progression of humans that we're going to have to figure it out. Humans keep evolving. And I think with AI, that shows that we're on a certain level of efficiency. We're getting to a certain level of efficiency. We're getting to a certain level of abundance where we don't have to do the everyday labor anymore. Like I said, bro, the next 20 or 30 years could really be amazing if we just lock the fuck in. If we just lock the fuck in and just use AI to the right principles. Hey, AI, let's the smartest people in the room come up with a mining system to mine the stock market. We're going to use the budget of the external revenue service. We're going to use 30% of that budget to mine the stock market, mine Bitcoin with the capital of 30% of our GDP. That's going to go back to the people. That's going to go back to the roads, the schools, because it's an AI system that's mining. Like it's going to make money. As I said, the smartest people in the room, we come up with the right algorithm, right? Or AI comes up with the right algorithm, right? That's one way to make money. Then you come up with the robots. And I said, we do everything right. Well, these robots obviously have their functions. They can't kill. They're not going to war. You can't use them in murder. You can't use them in murder. They don't even have that feature. Like, motherfucker can't even, don't get that nigga thumb. Shit. Don't even get that nigga a opposable thumb. That nigga can't hold a gun. Fuck it. Nigga, if he do, I can knock it out of his hand. I don't know. Nigga, don't give my robot a opposable thumb. How about that? I'm just saying. To a point where I don't have to work. I don't have to go grocery shop. I don't have to clean my house. I could spend time doing things that I could do something else. I don't have to work 30 hours a day because it's robots going to do that. There's going to be food in everyone's house. There's groceries being delivered to everyone's house because there's robots in the field working 24/7. They don't go to sleep. They don't need to sleep. It's like, bro, in the next 20 or 30 years, if we just lock the fuck in, my God, bro, we could be chilling. If we just get the right people to use AI, but vice versa, it's all about how you use it. We're going to get tested. And honestly, we could fail the test before we have to retake it again. So we fail the test, essentially, and what I'm in this analogy, the wrong people get it. We go through a lot of suffering. We finally fight back, and then we make the right changes we need to do. It's like, I don't want to go through that, but that's look like it might end up being the future. AI gets in the wrong hands. Like he said, they use it to make this hive mind to pretty much predict all of the things that you're going to do and want to do, and pretty much make a reality based on that, where you think you're free, you think you have decisions, you think you're making choices, but essentially the AI is doing everything for you. And you can't really break out of the AI because the AI know you want to leave. The AI know where the most likely you're going to go. It would be real Big Brother. The realest Big Brother. And then you have AI drones that can go follow you anytime you want to. Like, it could get bad. So I get Alex Jones, but I think that's just, bro, as a human, just like nuclear power, shit could have got bad. We could have blew everything up. we could have just destroyed humanity. And it did get to a point where it seemed like it could go that way. People think it still could lean to a nuclear bomb, nuclear war anytime, right? But at the same time, the right people that was using nuclear power for nuclear energy, nuclear plants, like, if you know about nuclear plants and how efficient they are at creating energy without having to use pretty much anything, like they don't need anything to create it, you just build the core, maintain the core, or however that may work. I'm not a fucking engineer, but I don't think you need to put gas into the core or anything like that. Like, it's self-operated. So, not self-operated, but you know what I mean. Like, it's self-efficient. It's I forget what the word is. But, yeah, so when you think of it like that, all the different people that, or scientists and chemists and all these different things that use nuclear power, the nuclear advancement to good and not used it for war. We got a lot out of it. It's no different with AI. AI here, humans came to a certain level of growth that we discover something. Now with that discovery, it's up to us. With every great power comes great responsibility. How are we going to use it as humans as a whole? And I hope that we lock the fuck in. And like I say, in the next about 8, 9, maybe 30 years, we ain't got to be working for these motherfuckers no more. We can get some robots to go do this shit.
In control of AI.
The pedophiles at a whatever level,
rule.
The devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology, the fallen one that's not of this world, is giving them advanced knowledge.
What are you talking?
Yeah, he like I said, Alex, he has this. Alex is very smart, but he'd be a little off the rails. I don't think that this stuff is coming from beings and alien technology. I think this shit is all in us. Honestly. All this technology and stuff is pretty much based on the mental, based on our body, based on the universe, based on ecosystems and things that you see in the ecosystem. Like how they create a chip is just like how you could look at how the body's created or how a plant is created. Like the molecules, the cells, and how everything is organized inside of a plant. Like all these different things mimic what they see on Earth and what they found on Earth. So I don't think you gotta necessarily talk to some alien, but that's just my opinion. We got some controversial shit. I like that.
Jay-Z has always been a person that got in the middle of people when they had problems with their contract. He's always came in like the savior. Next thing you know, when he quote unquote helped people with their contracts, them niggas hate the people they started with. Megan did it. Uzi, you saw the same thing with Wayne. You see it with anyone that Jay-Z quote unquote came to help. He's a manipulator. Did the same thing in NFL. Jay-Z, the only nigga, told people, get on their knees to push back from the NFL for multiple years. When Jay-Z was offered a deal, he told people it's time to stop kneeling. Let's do something different. This was like 2 years after 12 black men tried to buy into the NFL. He told them not to, and they gave him that sole position now that he get to choose who dance and tap dance for the Super Bowl. The nigga is an enemy. He's the master manipulator. In addition to this, on X, Jay-Z got someone banned on X that was revealing that he has his private jet, was going to the private airport up in Washington, D.C. that only presidents and governors can go to, and is flying out from Colombia to Washington, D.C. Jay-Z.
Niggas gonna hate me. Flying low, I understand, bro. You can hate me on this one, bro, because I'm about to make this a Kendrick flip. It's all about to make a Kendrick. I'm gonna make it a Kendrick flip, but I know it's gonna be a little nasty. But it's not even really a critique on Kendrick. It's just like what I would prefer. If Kendrick would have went at real niggas that really was real master manipulators, that's the shit I want to see. Like Kanye, how he did on Yeezus, bro. If Kanye was just going at a bunch of other rappers and shit, like that shit would have been cool. But it's like that ain't like what's really going on in the world. Like Kanye want to get to the nitty gritty of who really controlling shit, who really running shit, who really got niggas enslaved. Like that's why I love Kanye to the degree that I do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Say like I'm undoubtable fan or anything like that, but I fuck with Kanye heavy just being able to understand he don't mind going against the grain. And when he talk about standing up and calling niggas out, he really calling out people that really got power and not just some artists, bro. and trying to make it look like it's some real big thing. But like I said, I wouldn't expect him to call out Jay-Z or anything like that, but that shit would be refreshing. That's the type of shit I want to see people do. That's the type of shit I want to see people call out. When people talk about, oh, fight the power, and then they like it's like they go, the person they choose to call out, I'm like, bro, that's the person? Like, bro, there's so many other people with power we could really get at. Y'all want to go at him? Like, I guess, bro. But, yeah, that's kind of just what that remind me of. Because Jay-Z, bro, he's one of those guys, like, not the Nicki shit. Like you said, the Megan shit, that's interesting. I didn't know about the Uzi shit. The Lil Wayne shit, I definitely felt that was snakish. He was like, I hit up Birdman, and I told him, you know, I gave him I respect him as a man, so I wanted to let him know that I hit up his artist. Like, bro, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you think. That's not respect, nigga. You going behind my back trying to talk to my artist when you know that's my artist, nigga. That's foul in every way it's foul in every way imaginable, bro. Like, especially if you getting into his ear trying to say certain things about the contract, and it made me think, was Wayne contract really bad? Or was it some manipulation shit that Wayne wanted more, but at the end of the day, it was more Wayne's fault. Like, Wayne didn't ask for more money. It wasn't that Birdman was just stealing shit. Yeah, he probably deserved more to cut, but Wayne was happy with his cut this whole time. So it's just like, wait, like, are we really? I don't know how criminal it really is if Wayne was willing to take the same. Let's just say he said, you paid me this rate when you've been paying me $10 million a year from 2000 to 2020, and I just never changed up. I never switched up, and I never got mad at you. Even though you probably should have paid me $20 million this year, you should have paid me $15 million maybe that year, $12 million that year. I wonder, is it kind of like that kind of situation, or it was really like you were supposed to pay me $10 million and you end up paying me $2 million this year and I didn't notice. You were supposed to pay me $10 million and you only paid me $3 million that year and I didn't notice. It's like, if you signed a contract and you was cool with the contract, and then you got a nigga from the outside trying to come in and be like, well, you really should be getting more. It's like, well, duh. Like, you can always get more, but it's my boy, and I want to make sure he eat. I want to make sure my other dudes eat, so it's cool. Like, I wasn't tripping. But when you start getting that devil on your shoulder, it's just like a woman or a man in a relationship. It's like, nigga, you was happy with everything in your relationship, and then for some reason this messy ass person was like, well, I wouldn't accept that. I wouldn't do this. So it's like, was you really in a bad relationship, or was it like this person came and started making you get a new perspective on things that really just, like, obviously everything's perspective, but that don't mean it's necessarily true that you was in a bad relationship. Your perspective changed. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting convo.
He has always been a person.
And I would like to know how much Wayne was really getting stiff. Future versus DJ Esco. I mean, Future and DJ Esco is back. If you know, you know, man. They got some great work together. Trying to think, that was that Married to the Game project. Trying to think. Let the Benjamins Burn. Let's see.
For someone who's a YouTuber, should I take that Raycon brand deal?
Big man in the 90s, didn't have any skill. This is interesting. Big man back then actually had post game, but they were bigs. They could handle the ball too, shoot. I present you via D-Bot as a Laker at the age 21. He was really ultra skilled. Look at him, full court, coast to coast with it. Let's see. It was another topic for sure. So I wanted to get into this. I just don't know if they're going to clip me for watching this shit. Michael Jordan would easily average 45 points in this game. And this got me into I'll go to what Mike Wilbon was talking about after this. I just don't see it, bro. Like at this point, as I'm really just year 13 into this Michael Jordan LeBron debate, I just came to a realization, bro. This shit was always blasphemy. I just came to a realization this shit was always blasphemy. Just the eye test alone, bro. Like, I get it, y'all guys love stats. I get it. Y'all love to think LeBron is just this great playmaker and all these different things, but I don't care what anyone says. Just look. Just look at them. Like, watch them play, bro. And it just goes back to, like, I just go to when you pick up game. The guy that could score off the dribble, the guy that could catch and shoot, the guy that could twing, left hand finish, like that's the guy that gets picked up first. That's the guy everybody knows when he like that's the coldest nigga in the room. That was Jordan, that was Kobe. Like they could score from anywhere, double team, shoot over you, bucket, post game, bucket, fadeaway, bucket, floater, bucket. Versus LeBron is like, he's really good. He's a great player. You'll love to have him as a team, but he's just not this good, bro. And I'm just being quite frank with you, bro. It's not hard to play like LeBron on a just straight up pickup game, bro. I could go out right now today and hoop and be just like LeBron. Get pick and roll, make the right decision. Do I drive? Do I kick? Can I beat my man without the pick? I'm honestly, bro. I can go outside and play like LeBron. I cannot go outside right now and play like Kobe or Jordan. I couldn't do it. It's too much skill, bro. I'm sorry. Like LeBron, he get to the basket. Every once in a while, he may hit you with a three. Like I could do that. I'm serious. The skill set. Versus if you seen another guy, like, no pick needed. Killing niggas. Just like, oh, shit, no, he's different. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like it's so common sense, bro. Like, I get it. People love to give LeBron. He makes the right decision. Bro, I can go to the court and make the right decision every time, bro. Like, and maybe it's because I used to love LeBron's style of play, so I learned how to mimic it over time. But I just feel like seeing other guys play throughout the years, I could just tell the difference. I'm be like, oh no, that dude could score from anywhere on the court. Versus me, it's like, yeah, I could hit threes. Every once in a while I might hit a midi, but for the most part, I'm trying to get to the paint. I'm big, I'm fast. I'm gonna get by you. I can dribble a little bit. It ain't gonna look too fancy. I might could finish with the left every once in a while. Might give you a little Euro step every once in a while. I give you some spin moves too. LeBron used to hit that spin drive a lot too. But when you look at a Jordan, bro, like just different, bro. Look at this shit. Slick, like you can't just go to the court and just go do some shit like that. Like the level of greatness that Jordan has, bro, is just different. Like, he was doing shit that centers was doing at a guard position, and that's what made him so much different. That's what made him the Steph Curry of his era and him so unstoppable. He seen what centers was doing. They post up and get the easiest shot possible and get to their spots, essentially, where they're a high percentage. That's the same thing Jordan was doing, but Jordan could get outside of the post. Jordan could post you up anywhere. He could post you outside the post, obviously. He could post you down on the baseline, just like similar to that. He could post you on the top of the key. He could post you on the three-point line. He could post from wherever you want and kill you. And that's what made him unstoppable, because he could pretty much with that post get any one-on-one matchup he want. You can't really double team a guy in the post, because essentially, as soon as you send a guy, he gonna pull up. As soon as all these times the last like 3-4 shots, you send that guy, he goes up, and that's what made him so different. He was a guard playing center in a triangle offense, and he was unstoppable. The mid-range was unstoppable. Bro, LeBron don't have this. I'm sorry. And this is like, bro, the name of the game is to get the ball in the hoop. And Jordan and Kobe did that shit at a different level, bro. You could, and that's the thing too. Another thing about what I noticed for how cold a nigga is, could you stop him from getting to his spots? No, you never could stop him from getting to his spots. LeBron, you can't stop him essentially with pick and rolls because once you get the pick, you already lose your leverage and he can just get to the basket. But just one-on-one, bro, yeah, you can stop LeBron from getting to his spots. Or double teams, you can stop LeBron from getting to his spots. Jordan, you can send a double team, you can send a triple team, he's still getting to his spots, bro. Like, that's what made him insane. There was nothing you could do to stop him. You collapse the paint, it didn't matter. Pull up. It could be 5 dudes looking at Jordan. He don't have to pass it because he gonna get the best shot. 5 dudes looking at him. LeBron, the thing with him, if it's 5 guys looking at him, he could score from time to time if he's hot. But most of the time, when the 5 guys start to sell out on LeBron, he start to kick it. He start to pass it. And that's what the defense wants you to do. They don't give a fuck. Let Mo Williams shoot it. They don't give a fuck. They'll even let Kyrie shoot it. They'll let Kevin Love shoot it. They don't give a fuck. Let Chris Bosh shoot it. Let Mario Chalmers shoot that bitch. Let Mike Miller shoot that bitch. Get it out of his hands. And we cool. We'll live with any of these other niggas that's not one of the greatest of all time scoring. And that was the difference between LeBron versus Kobe and Jordan. Nigga, when the moments the defense was trying to sell out to get you to pass the ball, nah, I don't see it. I'm going up. Bucket. Versus LeBron, the moments the defense and the key moments they really selling out to get the ball out of LeBron's hand, yeah, it looks like a great pass. It's 5 niggas on you. Or it's 5 people watching you. Of course you can make the great pass, but they don't give a fuck. It's the same thing with Jokic. They'll let Murray shoot. They'll let Russ shoot. They'll let Gordon shoot. And to certain degrees that will hurt you. But when it really get down to the nitty gritty, I'd rather them scoring because when it gets to the last 2-3 minutes of the game, and you still kicking it to them niggas gonna freeze up. Not every time, but more times than not, they gonna freeze up. Versus you might have the test, you might have the skill to beat us, but we selling out to stop you. And when we sell out to stop you, you don't have an answer to that. And that should be huge in key moments. I think you could look at it even with like that, the moment, I think it was a little exaggerated, but I think somebody was trying to call LeBron out when he passed it to Austin Reeves in the first round. And hugged up on him, LeBron kicked it to him quick. And it's like, that's what they want him to do. They don't want the, of course, let Austin Reeves take the last shot of the game. Nobody gives a fuck. If he beat us, we live with it. He's not one of the greatest of all time. Like, Austin Reeves is a great player. He's a hell of a player, but there's a lot of great hell of a players in the league. It ain't a lot of GOATs. It ain't a lot of greatest of all times. So if we get the ball out of his hands, we good. Our odds for winning just went up tremendously. And I think that's the thing that LeBron fans don't realize. When it's like, oh, he knows how to make the great pass, and Jordan may ball hog it or go up. It's like, no, bro. He's rejecting what the defense is trying to make him do in a moment that's pretty pivotal. And that's it. And then just looking at the game, bro, there's no way you could ever look at this. There's no way you could ever watch Jordan play and really believe LeBron was better than him. Like, honestly. And it's the same with Kobe. The like 4-dimensional scorer, 4-dimensional level scorer, and still could play make to a high degree. LeBron at best is a 2-dimensional scorer. He has a 3-ball when it's falling, and he has the drive game. He don't have a pull-up. He's not really great at pull-up, dribble. He's not really good at the midi. He's not really great at the post. He's not really great at float. It's like I was just saying. We'll get into that plot twist in a second. I just want to pull up what Mike Wilbon said about LeBron. need to do it on Twitter because YouTube be tripping on them ESPN shows. What the fuck? I mean, this is just what I was saying right here. I wasn't even looking for this. Offensive skill set: drive, post up, fadeaway, mid range, off dribble, shoot three, pull up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven dimensional score versus a 2-dimensional score. I just put drive left. They obviously trolling with the drive left shit. But drive, shoot three. He's not great at the fadeaway. He's not great at the mid range. He's not good off the dribble. He's not great off the dribble. He's not shoot three. I mean, they say they all shoot the three about the same rate, and he's not great at pulling up. Am I tripping? That shit was just trending. There we go.
David Falk is. He's a provocateur on his best day. Okay, he's Michael Jordan's longtime agent. He is that. I'm a neighbor of David Falk and have known him for 45 years. Okay? I've had millions of basketball-related conversations with David Falk. No one should be surprised that David Falk is going out there with the MJ flag, because if you think that, stop. Just get out of the sports talking about business and go to something else. Now, I hate the conversation because it requires you to say something negative about someone who's truly great and all-time great to make your point. And that's the most tiresome thing about the GOAT conversation. But let me just say this. I'm not going to sit here and say that LeBron James has to be considered better than Magic Johnson. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Bill Russell. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Kobe Bryant. That's garbage.
I don't look at Mike Wilbon as this LeBron hater. I don't look at him as this guy that just he's just like a guy that's just tried to kill LeBron his whole career. And when you mention some of the names he mentioned, like Magic, he mentioned Bill Russell, that'll start to put LeBron, you mentioned Kobe, that'll start to put LeBron right outside the top 5. And we're being honest. And a lot of people look at that as completely blasphemous. A lot of people look at that completely as blasphemy. So we're just saying all of that. Like, I just getting into his take. I'm trying to get my cat down real quick. Getting into his take, it just makes sense that what real reasoning could you say that LeBron is certified better than these guys? Besides some, like, I guess the longevity and some of the statistics that he's acquired over the years, but that's just, he has that for him going, but there's so many other things like Magic that Magic has going for him, or that Kobe has going for him, or Jordan has going for him. So I wouldn't be mad if anybody put LeBron over those guys, but I think how people want to make it seem like there's no other person that could be in a conversation with LeBron besides Jordan is a little insane, because Jordan obviously gapped himself, I would say, personally. But even then, Kobe's super close. Some people said that they think Kobe's more skilled than Jordan. I've been seeing that take a lot recently. But outside of that, Jordan beat Magic a lot. So it's like, well, not a lot. Jordan beat Magic kind of so it kind of, I guess, helped him get over the Magic hump. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's a good conversation to say that it could be any of those guys that's the top 2 or 3 other guys that's in a top 3 conversation. It's not just it's Jordan, it's LeBron, and that's it. Like honestly, bro, I think it's a good conversation to have Kobe in there. Magic, he got 5 rings. Honestly, if he didn't have AIDS, how many more rings he could have got? Like, it's a good conversation to have. Tim Duncan, like obviously, people might say I'm reaching, but with the 5 rings, he beat LeBron a couple different times. He beat Kobe and Shaq. Like, did it through multiple different eras. Soon as he came into the league, was winning championship, and that team wasn't like he ain't have a bunch of stars. Like, I'm just saying, man. I just like what Wilbon saying because it brings up a better conversation to have. I think it has more conversations that we could have around this type of stuff versus it's blasphemy to even put Kobe Bryant in the conversation. It's like I don't get how we got there. I honestly don't.
LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time in all team sports. I'm sorry, if that's not good enough, turn the page. Get over yourself. So in other words, I'm going to proclaim and support and wave the LeBron James flag for his greatness. But if I say he's less than number 2, that's not good enough for you, to hell with you. And I'm not saying that as in support of David Falk. I'm saying that as somebody who has watched basketball and lived with basketball my whole life. I got to say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant? What? Put me in a grave first.
That's a hard saying. That was a hard statement, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I said, just watching Kobe play, bro, like, it's hard for me not to see that it stands out that he's phenomenally and honestly better. It's not even like close to me. I think there's a big gap between Kobe and LeBron. I think there's a big gap between LeBron and Jordan when you talk about skills. I really do, bro. If you just watch them hoop, bro, it's not even a conversation. Getting to the Iceman. Oh, actually, it's not even supposed to be that. Supposedly, Gordo and Drake might be dropping. I wonder if it's just a song. Oh, it's like 6 songs. I didn't even see that. 6 songs, 16 minutes, made these all in 48 hours. That'd be interesting. Drake could definitely run this year if he actually drops this. Because you'll have Sexy Songs for You. You have the Gordo and Drizzy EP pack that probably will get received a lot better now than Honestly Nevermind did when they came out, just based on how the timing. I think house music is at a better place than it was a couple years ago. I think people more on that type of timing, especially from Drake. I don't think people was expecting a full Drake project of that, so them getting that again, it might hit a little different. And then you backdoor say he might drop that Iceman project this year too. Shit might get spooky 2025, man. Might be a great year to be a Drake fan. Is this cringe or nah? What are we doing, man? Kendrick sagging, SZA in her one piece. What we doing, man? Some shit just don't like the people that swear they the coolest people in the world gotta get called out for being corny too, dog. Sometimes, man. Like I get it. Kendrick might have all the aura in the world, but sometimes, bro, some shit just be corny, bro. So you mean to tell me y'all don't believe Tory, Party, Nicki, Emilio, Kelsey, Karma, or Carmen, or Carl? How many people y'all gotta tell? How many people gotta tell y'all or allude to the fact that the girl is a violent, compulsive liar? A pattern is present.
Tori, don't get my phone wet.
An animated reenactment of the night that Meg Thee Stallion says Tory shot her, and she explained what happened. I think it might have been a documentary. I didn't see this.
Tori, don't get my phone wet.
We left to go home. I was in the car with Tory and his driver and Kelsey. We are all arguing. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but I knew I was talking shit, and he probably was a little offended. I tried to get out the car one time. I'm over this shit. They was like, Megan, get back in the car, get back in the car. We almost to your house. This boy getting so angry because his feelings was hurt by a woman. Like, I know friends fight, but I'm not thinking that it's about to get like this. I get out the car again. I ain't even got shit on. I just got on a swimsuit. And I'm walking off, and this motherfucker just started hollering at me. He was like, dance, bitch.
I think it's interesting how many shots they only sent off in a reenactment. Do y'all think that's to lie and set a narrative? Like, why not put all 6 shots in there? Am I tripping? Did he shoot 6 times in this reenactment? Why not stick to the facts? Why only shoot 2 times? This is interesting.
He was like, dance, bitch. Tory can't even believe he shot me at this point. Like, he like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I apologize. He's like, Megan, I swear to God, I'll get y'all $1 million. Please don't say nothing, just don't tell nobody. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, $1 million? Like, y'all should be focused on trying to help me. It's so many police, it's fucking helicopters, and I'm fucking shook because George Floyd had just died. Like, the climate with the police right now, they are killing people left and right, shoot first, fuck the questions. So I'm like, we about to die. Like, these police are about to kill all of us. They asked me what happened. I don't want to say that this boy just shot this gun because I do not want to see him get shot and killed. So I say, oh, I stepped on glass.
So she even say she stepped on glass. It's just hard to believe. It's like you lie one way and you say you're protecting them, and that's how you justify why you lied. But it's like, how we know you're not lying about saying you lied? Like how we know that you really did step on glass, and now you lying trying to cover up the fact that you said you stepped on glass so early? Like, once you start lying once, man, that's the thing about a witness. I feel like she should have been questioned on that, and she really should have been tested on that, because she had so many different times where she changed up what she said. Like, honestly, like, at what point could she be a credible witness?
Because I didn't want nobody to die. They take me to the hospital. The police still questioning me. I just want to be over this. But then the doctor came in. He's like, It's bullet fragments in your feet.
I mean, that's supposedly a lot too. The first doctor said it wouldn't. The first doctor they had didn't say it was bullet fragments in her foot. It was a doctor that wasn't even supposedly there that day that ended up saying that. But right here, bro, just this shit right here, she gets out the car based on just the argument. All of a sudden, he just outside the window.
And this motherfucker
Getting ready to shoot her, bro. That shit's ridiculous. That shit's ridiculous. And supposedly now there's ring camera footage out there, or at least sound from the ring footage that kind of gives a different take on what happened that night as well. That supposedly came out. So I don't know, man. All that shit's interesting. But I'm about to wrap this up. I'm gonna actually come back on right after I wrap this up, and we're gonna get into this Lil Wayne breakdown. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Had a couple different conversations that was cool, like getting into that spiritual shit. I appreciate Flying Low and Sassy, as always, for pulling up. Y'all real, and y'all stay consistent in this thing, man. I appreciate y'all. Anybody that come in later, hope y'all like and subscribe this thing. Trying to get monetized, man. But we out. It's been fun.